Hi St. Peter's friends, it's Amy again. Here we are in week 3 of an illustrated compassion, learning to love like God. And every week we're learning a little bit more about what it means to be compassionate. And here's Fiona to help me. So compassion, again, literally means to suffer together. So it's a feeling that arises when you're confronted with someone else's suffering and you feel motivated to relieve that suffering. So it's different than pitying. It's an action word. It's more of love in action. When we see suffering, we want to help relieve it. And so we're going to learn a little bit more about another aspect of compassion this week. So first, I've got my assistant, Fiona. It's very exciting. We're going to look at our bulbs right now. So look at this, friends. We've got 2 green sprouts coming up from our bulb garden. Very exciting. The package said 2 weeks, and it's 2 weeks bang on. So we're very excited to see the signs of life. And Fiona is going to help me with the watering. Okay? Not too strong. Come on, Fiona. Pull it over here. Thank you. Just a light rain. And we take care of our bulbs by watering and making sure they're at the right temperature. Nurturing our bulbs like we nurture our compassion seed growing in ourselves. So thank you, Fiona. Say hi. Wonderful. So, part of nurturing those bulbs this week has been to keep them inside because it's been quite cold. They are not frost tolerant, so we just brought them outside to water them. So we didn't make a mess inside, but it's very promising. And along with tending our bulbs, we'll do our metta practice again. So metta means loving kindness, and it's a way to bring our love to ourselves first, then to others, then the whole world. So we start with ourselves, with our hands on our hearts. Take a deep breath and repeat after me. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe from inner and outer dangers. May I be well in body and mind. May I be at ease and happy. So now think of someone you care about. And picture them in your mind while you take a deep breath. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. Repeat after me. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. And may you be at ease and happy. And lastly, we try to picture the whole world and we encompass that in our loving kindness. So just try to picture the whole world full of people and animals and plants. And we say together, may all be filled with loving kindness. May all be safe from inner and outer dangers. May all be well in body and in mind. May all be at ease and happy. Amen. Thank you for practicing that with me. Makes me feel so good. So, this week is week 3 out of 4, where we're talking about compassion, examples of compassion in the Old Testament. Later on, we'll be moving to the New Testament. But we're still in the Old Testament. So this week's story is 2 Samuel chapter 9, verses 1 to 13. David the king wondered aloud, is there anyone from Saul's family still around? In memory of my friend Jonathan, I'd like to show kindness to him. A servant named Ziba came to David to answer, a son of Jonathan lives at Lo-debar. Both of his feet are crippled. David sent for his friend's son, whose name was, wait for it, Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth. Say that 3 times fast. And when Mephibosheth came, he bowed before David. David called by name, and he answered, I am your servant. But David said to him, Don't be afraid. I was a friend of your father's, and I want to honor him. Let me give you back all the land that was your grandfather Saul's. And you, I want to invite you to eat with me at my table for all your meals. Mephibosheth said, Who am I? I'm like a dead dog. Why this kindness? But David insisted. He called back Ziba, who had been a servant of Saul's, and told him the new plan. Everything that was Saul's, I've given to his grandson, Mephibosheth. And you and your family and your servants will till the land for him and bring in the produce, but he will always eat at my table. Ziba said that he would do all that David had commanded, and Mephibosheth ate at David's table like royalty. So in this story, we're talking about grace. You might know the word only from the words you say before you eat a meal. Have you ever wondered why it's called grace? I looked it up, and actually, historically, it's called this because its name in Latin is gratiarum actio, so the action of grace in Latin, which means giving thanks. And it sounds like gracias, doesn't it, from the Spanish, which is related to Latin. So giving thanks is one meaning of grace. Another meaning of the word grace is unmerited favor, which means getting something that you don't deserve. Do you ever feel that you've gotten something you don't deserve? Maybe somebody gave you a present for no reason. Or maybe your dad played ball with you in the backyard right after you've had a fight and you didn't feel like you deserved that. It's funny that we think of things in this way. We feel that we need to deserve every gift we get. And we also think that everybody we give a gift to needs to be deserving of that as well. But God doesn't think this way. And this is what is talked about in our story. Mephibosheth feels that he doesn't deserve the favor that King David is showing him through giving him land and allowing to eat with him every day. He finds it hard to accept the offering. And he wanted a reason why David would do this. Maybe Mephibosheth was suspicious. Maybe he didn't quite trust the offer. He thought it might have been a trick of some kind. Why me? But he eventually did accept the kindness and probably offered his own grace by giving of thanks. That first definition of grace we talked about. So like the king, God doesn't give to us based on what we do or don't do. Through grace, God gives generously to everyone all the time. And we can respond with our own grace of giving thanks. So grace means giving thanks. It means receiving things we don't deserve. And one more way of explaining it is as a power or acting of God that works through us to make us better people. Do you remember the promises we make when a baby gets baptized at church? Reverend Don would ask the parents and then everyone something like this. Do you promise to raise this baby in the church through example, through love and prayer? So everybody's asked to help in that. And the answer is, we will by the grace of God. Or we will, God being my helper. So we realize that we need God's grace in order to help the people grow up in the church and to be the people we were born to be. When we have that grace, then we can offer it to others around us. Just like our bulbs in the ground, even though we help them with our own efforts, they grow by the grace of God through the power of life. And I'm excited to see them next week, how big they'll be. So before we go, shall we have a prayer? Dear God, thank you for giving us good things when we haven't earned them, and for teaching us about grace in the story of David and Mephibosheth. Keep our hearts soft with compassion and help us to show grace to others. Amen.